Welcome to elementary school. Here we go. 205 divided by 4. Well, 205th fourths, right? Fractions, yay. But, you know, we take our fractions and we put them right into old school division, right? So 4 doesn't go into the 2, but 4 goes into 20 5 times. So I take my 5 times my 4, I get a 20. Then I change my sign, right? Don't forget to change the sign. A lot of times we take this for granted, and the correct thing to do is put this negative down here, because this 20 subtracts the 20, and then this 5 falls, so I'm left with a 5 here. Now at this token, I know that 4 will go into 5 one time. So 1 times 4 is 4, and I have a sign change right there. Change my sign, I got a 1. So I know that 205 over 4 is 51, remainder 1. I can also write this as 205 4 is equal to 51 and 1/4, right? Or I can write this as 51 and 1/4, right? Either way of these are correct. All right, so I've got my x squared and my 1. I can't take both of these and fit it into my x cubed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see about fitting it into the 3x cubed plus 4x squared. All right, so here's the deal. You get rid of the leader first. I'm just looking at this 3x cubed. I don't care about anything else. I'm going to let it fall wherever it falls and figure it out from there. I'm worried about my leader here. So x squared, I got 3x cubed. So what times x squared is going to give me 3x cubed? Well, I know 3x will do that. And you're looking at this and you're saying, well, hold on, why didn't you put it here? Well, I didn't put there. I just like to, for my own eyes, I like to line up x with x's and x squares with x squares. So you could have put it here, you could have put it there, it doesn't really matter. 3x times x squared gives me 3x cubed, and just like I did with the 20, I changed my sign right there, okay? 3x times 1 gives me 3x, and I changed my sign. This 4x squared comes down, negative 3x plus x minus 2x plus 7. Okay, so here's my x squared. I gotta get rid of this 4x squared. So I'm gonna use a 4. Now note, this is positive. Because this is positive, I'm gonna match it up with this. So if this is a positive 4x, I use a 4x. If it's a negative, I use a negative. If this leading term here was negative, then I do the opposite, right? I would go opposite of what was down here. So plus 4. 4 times x squared, 4x squared, change my sign. 4 times 1, 4, change my sign. So this becomes negative 2x plus 3. So 3x cubed plus 4x squared plus x plus 7 divided by my x squared plus 1 is going to give me 3x plus 4 remainder negative 2x plus 3. Another way to write that, 3x plus 4 plus negative 2x plus 3 divided by my x squared plus my 1, right? Either way. You can go either way. I like this, so that's what I like. Now, if I was to put it out into a multiplication form or whatnot, what I would do is I would say, okay, well, x squared plus 1 times 3x plus 4 plus my negative 2x plus 3, right? Or I could just minus it, but the r is basically my plus, right? And I'll just do that. Now in this term, I would say x squared plus 1 times 3x plus 4 plus negative 2x plus 3 over x squared plus 1. Notice the difference is well, I have my remainder in the set of a fraction, I'm able to go ahead and distribute this in to get my answer up there to simplify that out. Whereas over here, my remainder is separate from the multiplication there, so it's just a and whatever my remainder is. Okay? Okay, now, and I should have mentioned this last one. The first thing you're going to do when you check for these, well, at least the first thing that I do, is I look for, at my variables, I look to make sure that I have them all and they're all accounted for. The last one was all accounted for. I should have mentioned it, I didn't, but x cubed, x squared, and then x to the 0, if you will, right? X to the 0 is 1, so there is no x here. So I'm missing my regular x. So I'm going to rewrite this. So I'm going to put the 0x in here to give me a placeholder, and that's going to help me out as far as organizing this out to where it's going to make it easier for me to do. Do I necessarily need it? No, but it's going to start getting messy if I don't have it. So I'm going to put it in to make things easier for myself. Once again, we're getting rid of my leader here. So I get rid of my leader. I'm going to say, well, here's an x, here's a 2x cubed, so let's use a 2x squared. So here's 2x squared. 2x squared times x, 2x cubed, change the sign. 2x squared times negative 3 is going to give me a negative 6x squared. Now, once again, just like I changed the sign here, I'm going to change the sign there, all right? So these cancel out. This becomes a 5x squared plus 0x plus 3. All right, so I got an x, I got a 5x squared. So we're going to need to multiply to get rid of this 5x squared, so we're going to use a 5x. 5x times x, 5x squared, change my sign. 5x times negative 3 is going to be my negative 15x. What do I do here? Change the sign. Okay? That's why we like to put the 0 in to make things a little easier, because if it would have been 5x squared plus the 3, my 15x is going in there, but it's not going to look real pretty. All right, let's keep things manageable. All right, so this cancels out. I got a 15x plus my 3. Well, we're going to multiply by 15. So here's my 15, 15 times x, 15x, change my sign, 15 times 3, what is that, negative 45, and change the sign, right? Okay, so 345 gives me a 48. So what I'm looking at is 2x squared plus 5x plus 15 plus 48 over x minus 3. Just like that. All right? And if I wanted to check this, I can. All I have to do is multiply by x minus 3. So if I take this and I multiply this by my x minus 3, when I FOIL this out, I'm going to get my 2x cubed minus x squared plus my 3. Okay? All right, let's handle this one up. So I take this, let's put it in old school. 4x squared plus 1, 3, 2, 1, 0, I'm good. 4x cubed minus 3x squared plus x plus 1. All right, so let's have some fun with this. Well, starting right off, I'm feeling pretty good because here's my 4x squared, there's 4x cubed, yay! So I know that I'm going to multiply by an x. So x times 4x squared, 4x cubed, then I change my sign. X times 1 gives me an x, and I change my sign, right? All right, hey, things are starting to eliminate out. Negative 3x squared plus 1. Okay. Oops, don't forget the square. Okay, now, this is where you gotta think. I've got a 4x squared, and a negative 3x squared. My x squares are covered, so I'm good. So I know I'm going right to the constant, I'm feeling good about that, and I'm happy. Well, 4 is bigger than negative 3. So what am I gonna do? Well, I'm gonna think about something. 4 is really 4 over 1. And I'm going to multiply by something to get a negative 3. So what do I have to do? Well, I know this is really negative 3 over 1. So I've got to multiply somehow to get rid of this 4 up top. So what am I going to do? I'm going to multiply it by a denominator that's the same as the numerator. So what is this going to do? Well, these are going to reduce out. So I'm feeling good about that. So now I got rid of my 4, so I'm feeling good, but I still need a what? I still need a negative 3. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to multiply by my negative 3/4. Now, remember earlier, I said, hey, if I've got a positive up here, I'm going to take this negative here, I'm going to mirror my sign. So we're going to multiply by a negative 3 over 4. And when I do that, I get negative 3 over 4 times my 4x squared is going to give me a negative 3x squared, just like that, but I'm going to change my sign. Negative 3/4 times 1 is a negative 3/4, and I change my sign. Well, I know 1 plus 3/4, I can call that 1 and 3/4 if I really want to, just for fun. Or I can also call it, note, 4 times 1, we know it's 4, we add the 3, we get 7/4. Or I can think of this 1 as being 4 over 4 plus 3 over 4, right? Because we know 1 is equal to 4 over 4, so it'd be 4 over 4 plus 3 over 4. And if you're not following me, make sure you go back and check out the fractions, okay? And I know that's available somewhere on the site. So, we've got a 1 and 3/4 as a remainder down here. Now I'm gonna erase this for now. And personally, I like the 7/4, so we're gonna leave that in that way. So what I'm saying is that I've got x minus 3/4 plus 7/4 divided by my 4x squared plus 1, just like that. All right? So if I take this and I multiplied it out by my denominator, I'm going to get my numerator. And you can do that on your own and check it out. And if you find a mistake that I made somehow or whatever, you know, feel free to put the correction up there. But have fun with it, enjoy it, and you know, until we see you again, go Navy.